Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Max Stern Athletic Center on the campus of Yeshiva University for the 2023 MYHSAL Varsity Basketball Championships, presented to you live by Max Live and the Yeshiva Sports Network. I'm Elliot Weisselberg. Alongside me, Frisch JV coach, multi-time champion Dovey Forman.
Great to be here. Thanks for having me.
Once again, congratulations to the winner of the JV contest just a short while ago, actually a little more than a short while ago, probably the longest break we've had. The TABC Storm knocking off the Ramaz Rams by the score of 46-40. Yonah Mandel walking away with championship MVP honors. We now turn our attention to the main event of the afternoon, the Varsity Championship, featuring East #1 undefeated North Shore Lions and West #1 Frisch Cougars. Coach, a rebranding of sorts for North Shore, coming in with a new name, but where it counts, as North Shore squad is not all that dissimilar from the group that we saw walk away with the JV championship last year.
That's right. JV champions. They got. They have out of the 5 starters, I believe they have 3 juniors on this team starting for them, 2 seniors. This is a big and talented team set up for both a championship run, obviously, clearly this year, and again next year. This is a big and talented team.
The Lions rolled through the season undefeated and met fairly little resistance for a classic contest last week against last year's runner-up SAR. North Shore needed every bit of senior David Orbach's 25 points to advance past this thing. Orbach, one of the few seniors on this roster, as you just alluded to. What did we learn from that contest to show that this junior-heavy class is ready to compete for a title on the varsity level?
Well, look, they got off to a great start, 19-2, I believe, or 21-3, something of that sort, and SAR comes roaring back. North Shore stayed composed, figured it out, and then closed the game out when they need to, and here we are in the championship. This is a ready team. Like I said, they have players from last year's championship on the JV level. This is a team with good senior leadership in Orbach. And a team ready to look to advance to another title. On
the other side of the coin, a team that you are familiar with but did not have the opportunity to lead as a unit, the West champion Frisch Cougars. How did this team gel after never having played together with such an even mix of juniors and seniors?
It's a great question because this team was COVID year. Most of this team is comprised of seniors today. They were all as sophomores in COVID. Coach Brian has done a masterful job working with this team to bring them together. A very, very cohesive, senior-heavy team with great teamwork, great camaraderie, great chemistry, and exceptional talent in Alex Eitan.
So the Cougars, the results this year were as interesting as the mix of the unit themselves. Losses to Flatbush and TABC marked an otherwise outstanding season that has last resulted in a win over Mag and David behind 43 combined points from Isaac Schiffman and Alex Zakheim. The two have clearly been the catalysts behind the Cougars' push all season. Do the point breakdowns underlie a reliance on these two, or is it really the result of all-around excellence that wind up with the ball in their hands?
I think it's the latter. I think it's all-around excellence with the ball in their hand. A key to this game for Frisch certainly is Isaac Schiffman. Alex Zakheim is an absolute all-world talent. All world, and he's going to get his points. And the way he and what he's learned a great deal this year, to his credit, really is distributing the ball, when to take over a game, when to distribute more. And because of that, the key to this game really is going to be Isaac Schiffman, similar to the Mag and David game, where I think Isaac had 25 points, like you mentioned. So it's going to come down to Isaac and others stepping up, because Alex is going to get his points. He's just too good that he won't not to.
Thank you, Coach. Right now, we're going to take a short commercial break. When we come back, we'll dive deeper into the 2023 MYHSAL Varsity Championship. Stay tuned.
When I was in 9th grade, someone told me to give up on ball. He told me, basketball will only take you so far in life. You're not going to make it to the NBA, he said. What he was missing is that making it to the NBA isn't the only reason why we play. The game of basketball leaves you with so much more than just the game itself. The life lessons and friendships that are made while playing the game will outlive the game and can last a lifetime.
Welcome back to the Max Stern Athletic Center on the campus of Yeshiva University for the Yeshiva Sports Network and Max Live's feature presentation of the 2023 MYHSAL Varsity Basketball Championships. Before we dive into more action, let's take a moment to thank today's broadcast sponsor, the Nachum Segal Network. Stay tuned to the Nachum Segal Network for all news related to Israel, at home, all Jewish news, values, Torah, and more exciting action. Tuesday morning on the Jamie the Aim Sports Update. Once again, I'm Elliot Weisselberg here with JV coach and champion extraordinaire Dovey Forman. Coach, let's get a bit technical here. Looking at these two teams, it's very hard not to notice the talent down low with Orbach and last year's JV Finals MVP Ben Abizadeh from North Shore. How can North Shore use such talents to their advantage, and what does Frisch need to do to negate it?
Well, like you said, you got Orbach at 6'4", you got Abizadeh at 6'3", you got Zarka at 6'2". I mean, North Shore's got an abundance of height and talent. On the Frisch side, what do you counter height with? Counter height with speed, pushing the ball, dictating tempo. So you have Zakheim and Schiffman looking to push the ball. Interestingly enough, about Frisch, while they're a little bit smaller, they have excellent fundamentals on the boxing outside, including Michael Green and a bunch of their other players in terms of with Matt Schwartz, and great boxing out fundamentals. And they're going to look to push the ball to counter the North Shore height.
So you mentioned Schiffman and Zakheim. I don't think it's a stretch to say that North Shore's key to victory is to contain these two, if that's possible. How can the Lions accomplish that?
Well, Alex Zakheim, like I said, and you can't say it enough, and you probably won't say it enough in this telecast, is an all-world talent. He is just an exceptional basketball player with a high basketball IQ. Has the ability to create his own shots, which is very, very rare on the Yeshiva League level. Needs very little space to get a shot off, and then very good speed going. So, he's going to get his. He really is. The key to North Shore is, can you counter everybody else? Can you defend everybody else? Like a Schiffman, like a Sammy Zelenitz when Zakheim kicks and pitches out to Sammy for a three. Like a Matt Schwartz on putbacks. Frisch does a very good job of crashing the offensive board, like I said, Matt Schwartz and Michael Green. So really up to North Shore to control the boards, and up to Frisch really to dictate the tempo. So
now that we've discussed the tangibles, let's talk about a key intangible factor. Neither team has taken this floor for a varsity championship. However, the Lions juniors come into today having played on this floor last year in JV, which I don't think we can mention enough. Does the fact that they played here before give them an advantage in this environment, and is that fact that it was in JV and not varsity tempered at all?
I don't think that's an advantage, and I'll tell you why. Frisch played MTA this year on this court, and they played MTA regular season game, but they played at MTA. MTA plays on this floor. So while North Shore got the experience on the championship level on this court, Frisch has more recently played on this court, albeit in a regular season game versus the championship game. So I think the court factor is not a real factor.
Well, let's talk about the real factors. It's fine without taking away the finals experience. It's been 6 years since the last time that Frisch varsity basketball raised a banner. What do they need to do well at today in order to put up banner number 8 in school history?
Like I said before, they need to dictate the tempo. They need to control the defensive end, not let the North Shore get offensive boards. Real key here to me is dictating the tempo, and who is going to step up on this team, like an Isaac Schiffman did in the Mag and David game, beautifully, to be really like side by side, if you will, to what Alex is going to ultimately do. And I think Isaac has the capability, and there are a bunch of other people that have the capability on this team as well.
And on the other end, while not as storied as Frisch, North Shore is looking to pin up championship number 2 in their varsity basketball portfolio. Who needs to be on point in order to ensure that New York keeps hold on what would then be a 6-year run of champions? So that being that Frisch 26-17 team, and all but 4 since 2000.
Orbach is their heart and soul. He's their key. Very good shooter. Very good going to the basket. He's their heart and soul. Abizadeh obviously is a talent. Interestingly enough, an awkward-looking shot, but a very talented player. So the key to North Shore is going to be ultimately Orbach, and Carmelli also knocking down 3-pointers.
We got to see that awkward shot quite a few times last year here when North Shore took on and defeated Mag and David in JV. Abizadeh taking home the JV MVP in that victory. We'll be back shortly here on Max Live and the Sheena Sport Network's coverage of the 2023 MYHSAL Varsity Basketball Championship. Back live, Max Stern Athletic Center on the campus of Yeshiva University. We're about a minute away from the Varsity Championship. We want to thank our sponsors. You're listening to the exciting live coverage of North Shore and Frisch. For exciting live coverage of Jewish music, Israel news, and Torah segments, tune into JM in the AM every weekday morning on the Nachum Segal Network, the NSN app on your smartphones. Looking ahead of us, we have North Shore to our right in brand new colors. Not so, just a little lighter than what we saw last year. We're so used to the dark forest green. On the left, we have Frisch getting ready to take their place by their bench for last-second instructions. And the clock is counting down towards pregame introductions. What do both these teams have to come out with early in order to stake their claim and set the tone for the remainder of the afternoon?
Well, I'm really excited about this game. North Shore, the 14-0 team, the team that's got the height, the talent against a Frisch team that has, you mentioned the 2 early losses at the beginning of the season, has really come together as a unit with an all-world talent in Zakheim. Like we said before, Frisch has to really control the tempo. North Shore has got to control the boards, box out, and use their height to their advantage. North Shore
undefeated coming into today. Frisch 12-2, playing in arguably the harder division of the two. We're about, I would say, about an hour and a half, 2 hours away, depending on whether or not this game goes as quickly as the JV game earlier, from deciding who is going to be the 2023 MYHSAL Varsity Champion. We get ready for pregame introductions. We will send it down to Commissioner Seth Gordon at the scorer's table for introductions.
Featuring the North Shore Lions and the Frisch Cougars. Let's introduce the players, starting with the reserves for the Frisch Cougars. Number 0, Junior James Dykeman. Number 2, Senior Eitan Rosenbaum. Number 3, Junior Hoodie Shatskis. by Ryan Jensen and Weisselberg. Now the scorers for the North Lions.
As we bring you back live to the Max Stone Athletic Center campus of Yeshiva University, this is the last game in the MYHSAL 2022-2023 winter calendar. All hockey, all volleyball, and all basketball except for one have had their winners crowned, and that's this one right here, right now.
It's crazy, you know, the tryouts are typically the first day of school. You start in September, and here we are in March. This is a marathon. There is practice after practice, like coaches use in jargon all the time. Championships are won on that cold, November night in the gym on a Thursday night. Not here in March, whatever we're at, March 9th, 26th, I don't even know where we are, 19th, wherever we are. On a Sunday afternoon. All these teams, all these players have put in a tremendous amount of hard work and effort, and it all culminates with this last game today.
Well, we have two teams left, both looking for a crown. We have North Shore on our left, going from left to right. Starters, Abizadeh, Kamili, Falik, Zarka, and Orbach. Frisch on our left, black with red and white. Schiffman, Zakheim, Green, Schwartz, Zelnitz. The names on Frisch this year probably going to trip me up at some point. You got a Schiffman, a Frischman, 2 humans. This is certainly going to be a challenge that I look forward to. But I think our viewers are going to love the contest we have ahead of them.
It makes it much more difficult because Frisch is a firm believer in the name on the front of the jersey, not on the back.
And so we'll find out who is ready to take home the 2023 MYHSAL Varsity Basketball Crown. Tip-off moments away, 8 minutes on the clock.
What we'll see North Shore coming out is their patented 3-2, and we'll see Frisch coming out in a 2-3. They typically have Schiffman and Zakheim up top, both long. We'll see if they stick with that. But North Shore's 3-2 has been their bread and butter. They've done it all year. That's what they practice. That's what they do. We'll see if Frisch is prepared for it.
Falik and Schwartz setting up for the tip-off with the matchup that everybody's looking forward to right in front of us. We have number 1, Alex Zakheim, and number 35, David Orbach. The two players to really keep an eye on for today. I imagine we'll be calling their names quite a bit over the next hour and a half.
2 great talents indeed.
And we are set to go here from the Maxter Athletic Center. Referee checking in, sending the ball up, and we are off. Tip-off goes out of bounds. Frisch will get it to open the score, open play. 8 minutes still on the clock, and we are underway.
And we see North Shore in their 3-2 with Falik in the middle. Posts and corners is what you're looking for the weaknesses in a 3-2.
Schiffman roving around the top. Pass it off to Zelnitz. In the corner. Zelnitz. Back to Zakheim. Zakheim to Zelnitz. Zelnitz for 3. Off the mark. Zakheim pulls it down. Zakheim back out to Zelnitz. Zelnitz into the corner. Schiffman cannot get it to go. And North Shore will pull it down.
You can see right off the bat, Frisch is very good on offensive rebounds. Matt Schwartz crashes the board a lot. Alex Zakheim and Michael Green. Already got one extra look at it.
North Shore passing it around the 3-point line. Oh, and Orbach is going to get the end. No, they're pointing the other way. That's going to be an offensive foul. Orbach picking up his first foul very early on, 50 seconds into this contest.
I would say Frisch has probably drawn the most offensive fouls this season. Kudos to Coach Brian on that. He has stressed that, and they have bought in, and they draw a ton of offensive fouls.
Fantastic positioning there in the middle. Schiffman will bring the ball back up. Schiffman to Zakheim. Ball finds its way back to Zakheim now. Green. Back over to Schiffman. Schiffman gets it down low to Schwartz. Schwartz is going to get fouled hard. Goes down, but he'll take it. And it looks like Abizadeh will pick up his first foul as well. So 2 quick fouls by North Shore early on in the contest.
Unfortunately, you see the league play. It all boils down to foul trouble and keeping players out of foul trouble.
Only 5 fouls before you're out, so you got to make sure you use them wisely if you use them at all. Zelnitz. Ball gets tipped in the air. And will go out of bounds. Off of Schiffman. Great play by Falik.
This team is long and they are big.
Falik into Kamili. Kamili lines up for 3 off the front of the rim. Rebound by Zelnitz. Zakheim pushing the ball. Gets it out to Schiffman. Rolls in and out. Fight down low. Rebound by Kamili. And they'll set up the offense through Kamili.
That's okay. Frisch is getting looks. That's okay.
Kamili dribbles. Over to Falik.
North Shore obviously looking for inside first.
Abizadeh from 3. It goes!
We talked about the odd-looking form, but it goes. If you're Frisch, you'll take that any day. Keep him outside, but Abizadeh knocking it down. Big shot.
3-0 North Shore to open this contest. Zelnitz. Schiffman. Zakheim. Zelnitz passing it around the 3-point line himself. Oh, what a block by Falik. It comes down with it is Zarka. North Shore pushing up the floor. Or back. We got a long-range shot. And that one hits the wiring, so it'll be out of bounds. 5:37 to go. Carmilli not finding the bottom of the net, but finding the top of the wire.
Both teams probably not used to that wire that's going to come into play often in this game off long rebounds. Usually hits that top wire with the ball.
Frisch bringing the ball forward. Schiffman to Zelnitz.
I like what Coach Brian here is doing, putting Alex on the high post and flashing. Came off on the court, but I like that. Let's see, he looks like he's flashing guys to the high post.
Zukerman with the ball in his hands, crawling over Zelnitz. Zelnitz back to Zukerman. Zukerman looking to dribble in. Drops it back out, looks like to Schiffman. Green, back to Zukerman. Zukerman with the drive. A little wild. They're going to get the foul. Foul will be against Orbach, his second, very early on. Zukerman at the line for two. Drains the first, gets Frisch on the board. 3-1 North Shore. Zukerman's second foul.
I'm not sure that foul is on 35.
That's what it said on the board.
Yeah, I know, but yeah, they just changed it. It looked like the coach went over. Good job,
so they're giving that to Zarka instead. Rolls around and in. Zukerman 2 for 2. North Shore now with a 3-2 lead.
That could have been catastrophic for North Shore. In the same regards, Orbach's got to be really careful when he penetrates the zone. Like I said, Frisch is notorious for drawing offensive fouls.
Foul into the corner. Carmilli to a flash. Ooh, flashing Zarka. Zarka goes down. They'll get the foul. Foul will go to, looks like that's Green's first.
It looked like 44.
No, 44. It looked like it's going to be Schwartz's first. Like a 1 for a moment. Fallick gets it in down low, and they're going to get a hold.
Great steal by Orbach.
Foul's going to go against Green. That'll be his first.
Unlike last game, a lot of whistles to start here.
Very early on. A little more physical than that game, too.
Yeah, we want to let the refs let him. We hope the refs let him play a little bit here.
Abizadeh over to Fallick. Fallick almost loses the handle. Orbach kicks it over to Camilli. Back to Orbach for 3. Little short, but a rebound by Zarka. And Zarka puts it back in under the basket.
Orbach with a nice pass, we'll call it.
Effectively, that's what it is, and it's a 5-2 ball game. Schiffman moving around. Zelnitz. Everybody's touching the ball here for Frisch. Schiffman. Back around. Schiffman with the ball, tries to drive through, kicks it over to Zukerman. Zukerman with the floater, and it's good. 4 points for Zukerman early on, all 4 Frisch's.
You can see the kid needs very little space to generate his offense.
Carmilli over to Fallick, 3:48 to go. Quick moving contest. Carmilli swing it around to Orbach. Inside Abizadeh. Abizadeh puts it up and it rolls off the rim. Zarka with the rebound and the putback.
North Shore showing their dominance on the offensive glass already.
Schiffman drives the lane, almost loses the handle, can't get it as a result. Fallick now with the ball.
I like that push. We spoke about what Frisch has to do in terms of controlling the tempo. I like that push by Isaac. Just couldn't finish, but nothing wrong with that at all. Got to the basket.
Looked like he lost the handle a little early on, and then spent the entire drive trying to get it back. Got a long-range shot from Abizadeh. Doesn't fall. Zukerman pushing it up for himself. Zukerman taking it past Carmilli. Floater, and he'll get the foul. Foul's going to go against Fallick. That's his first, and he'll go to the line for 2 more.
Zukerman very tough to defend in open space.
And it seems like, and from that very play, he created the space for himself, too.
Yeah. Again, he needs very little space, but with open space, he's absolutely legal.
Third free throw. 7-5 Frisch. Sorry, 7-5 North Shore over Frisch. his second shot. Flanks off the back iron and pulled down by Schwartz. Put it back up by Zukerman. Doesn't get there. Abizadeh pulls it down, bringing him up himself.
Frisch to counter the height. Looks like they go with Ezra Berkowitz on the first sub for Michael Green. So Frisch looking to counter North Shore's height with junior Ezra Berkowitz's height.
Berkowitz here. Carmeli over to Orbach. Orbach out to Fallick. Fallick to Carmeli. Carmeli with the three. Falls short. Picked up by Shipman. Shipman running the floor. Shipman taking on three North Shore players himself. Puts it up and in. High ball game. 7-7. 2:14 to go in the fourth quarter play.
Pushing the tempo like we spoke about.
Taking on three players by himself and still getting it. And a turnover. Orbach, a lapse in concentration. Ball goes off his hands and out of bounds.
An unforced turnover by North Shore. North Shore's got to settle in a little bit for threes. They got to generate that their offense from post touches, which will generate the outside shots.
Schiffman moving the ball up the floor. Pounded by Fallick. Zukerman coming around to his right. Over to Zelnitz. Zelnitz. Pull up, pass it around the arc, in the hands of Schiffman. Schiffman puts it up, the left hand goes a little higher than he expected to. Abizadeh pulls it down. Carmeli moving up the floor now, setting up North Shore's offense. Orbach, right wing. Orbach tries to get a foul, thrown away. Second straight mistake by Orbach.
Frisch on the top of the 2-3 is very long with Zukerman and very aggressive with Schiffman. So they do a nice job pressuring the ball. North Shore looks a little bit tired on top of their 3-2. You don't see the same pressure, but maybe that's how they play.
Orbach expecting Fallick to fly out and open himself up a bit more online with the pass. Didn't quite communicate with each other.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about that in the NFL, right? A receiver's got to come to the ball. It's not always the quarterback's fault. Here, too, you got to come to the ball.
And we're going to get out of bounds. Little mistake on the other end. Zukerman not noticing where his feet were. 1:01 to go in this first quarter. 7-7 tie ball game.
Little choppy to start.
Up. Looks like the clock started a little early. They're going to look to reset.
Orbach is a little nervous after that first offensive foul. He's got to look to assert himself a little bit more, going, attacking gaps of the zone, especially off ball reversal. You want to attack the 2-3 gaps of the zone, penetrate, make a player guard, one player guard, two defenders guard one person, and then you generate your offense on the zone from there.
See how he reacts as the first quarter comes down, and another turnover coming back up the floor. Zukerman lining up and drains it.
Great extra pass by Eitan.
Zukerman, point number 8 in this first quarter. 33 seconds left. Fallick into the quarter to Zarka. Back to Fallick and the bucket. Great drive by Fallick.
Very nice pitch to the corner and a cut as you open the 2-3. As a 2-3 bottom defender comes to the corner, you open up that short corner, wing to short corner cut. Very nicely done by North Shore.
Fallick, a chance to tie the game as Zukerman takes his first foul. Fallick handily drains it, and we have a tie ball game. Frisch bringing it back up the floor. Zelnitz, Schiffman, Zukerman near us. Looks like they're just holding for the last play. Nine seconds. Activating into Zelnitz. Out to Zukerman. Wide for 3. Nails it! And that'll end the first quarter of play. Your score after 1. Frisch 13, North Shore 10. We'll be back momentarily with the end of the first quarter at the 2023 MYHSAL Varsity Basketball Championship. back at the Maxwell Athletic Center on the campus of Yeshiva University for Max Live and the Yeshiva Sports Network's presentation of the 2023 MYHSAL Varsity Basketball Championship between North Shore and Frisch. Coach, what a fantastic finish to that first half by Frisch. Emblematic of the first quarter as a whole. Alex Zukerman nailing a three, 11 points in that quarter by himself.
You're seeing the full repertoire, right? You're seeing him create space. You're seeing him on fast breaks. You're seeing him pull up jumpers, and then you're seeing the three-point shot. You're seeing the full repertoire of a very, very good talent. North Shore starts the ball in the second quarter. Big possession coming out of the quarter.
North Shore looking to pull back to even or down one. Fallick roams around the three-point line, gets it over Carmeli. Carmeli pumps. Orbach at the top, resetting. Orbach with Shippen guarding him. Fallick, Zukerman on him. Backs into Zukerman, hands the ball to Carmeli.
North Shore sort of playing into a zone defense here. They're not looking, they're staying way on the outside of the three-point line. They're not looking for post touches or to attack any gaps. They're not looking to screen the zone. It's almost like ball rotate here. Now we're starting to rotate. Now we're starting.
Orbach. Orbach. Oh, he's going to get himself a foul. Drop the shoulder, put it into the man. Got called for the foul.
There we go. 2 fouls on Orbach on the offensive side. Let's see what Coach Shullum does here.
Thankfully, it's not 3. Thankfully, they managed to fix that, or else we would have been in a little bit of a situation here, or at least North Shore would have. Right now, Coach is talking to Coach Ryan.
Looks like Roni Human is checked in for Sammy Zelenitz. Roni Jr.
Roni, number 24. Bring the ball before himself. Over to Zukerman. Zukerman calling his own play out. Really? Gets the ball in low. Pitches it out to Berkowitz. Berkowitz fakes. Sends the ball back out down the wing. Human over to Zukerman. And we got a kick ball on Orbach.
We reset the shot clock. Oh, wait, no shot clock.
No shot clock in. At least not until this week.
Yeah.
Folks, Thursday, the Sarachek tournament kicks off right here at the Max Run Athletic Center. Be sure to tune in to Max Live for all coverage Sarachek related. Can't wait. Thank you, Coach. That was a great segue into that. Knew I hadn't mentioned it yet, but it's definitely worth it, especially with these two teams. Can't wait to get teams from across the country in here. Granddaddy of them all, Sarachek, coming to you live Thursday through Monday. And Zukerman opens up the scoring, getting yet another bucket for Frisch, now at 5. North Shore pushing the pace. Other side out to Carmeli. Carmeli to Fallick.
North Shore's got to do a better job of attacking.
Fallick with the roll. He will get.
That's going to be 2 on Zukerman, right?
Yep, that is definitely going to be Zukerman's second. And so much like Orbach on the other end, Zukerman now in a little bit of a pickle. Zukerman going over to Coach Shlomo, questioning what more he could do. Fallick's going to have 2 shots. Fallick misses the first. 1 for 2 on the afternoon at this point.
Like we saw with the JV game, free throws coming back to bite.
Zelnitz replacing Zukerman. And Schwartz coming back into the game for Frisch.
Yeah, Brian took out Alex, which is the right move to do. It's unfortunate, but he's got 2 fouls now.
Alex just a bit short. Schwartz making impact immediately with that rebound. Human over to Shippen. Shippen running the offense. Shippen over to Zelnitz. Shippen. Zelnitz driving in, tries to kick it back out. Human back over to Shippen. Shippen tries to go left, and we're going to get offensive foul.
Orbach looking very tentative on the defensive end. He's got 2 fouls, which is understandable. Obviously, Coach Shullum sticking with him, but you're going to keep him in, I mean, this guy's the heart and soul of the team, right? He's got to assert himself on both sides of the court now. Again, North Shore on their zone offense sets. Ball reversals really need to start attacking gaps a little bit better or using their size.
Isaac Schiffman picking up his first. Orbach driving the lane, puts it up and swishes it. Nifty little right hand pull up. No net. I'm sorry, no iron, all net.
Orbach breathing a sigh of relief on the way back. It looks like that just took away all the nerves a little bit. Let's see how he reacts next time down.
Got a 15-12 Frisch lead. Frisch with the ball. Zelnitz. Back over to Human. Zelnitz coming around to his left. Pulls right to the middle. Tries to dish it down low. Doesn't get past the trees. Orbach moving up. Gonna pull up. 3-point line. Tries to drive the lane. Puts it. He'll get the foul. Does not go. And that will be another foul on Schiffman.
It feels like Frisch is up like 15 points, does it? Yet you look up at the scoreboard, it's 15-12.
Well, just from the shots that are going down, but it's all been one player, and there's only so much that one player can do in in the span of time. Referee's going over to the scorer's table.
Okay, so Coach Brian feeling a little bit of a momentum shift here is bringing Alex back in. I really, really like this. Really like this sub. He's trusting his best player. Alex is a high basketball IQ. I like this a lot. This is the right move to do, and he's trusting his player to not just, you know, sometimes you tell a player, oh, you got 2 fouls, and then a player just sort of doesn't play defense. I think Alex is smart enough, and Coach Brian has enough faith in Alex to play aggressively, but smart aggressive with the 2 fouls.
So this break in the action now is to fix, it looks like a wire behind the basketball hoop that has fallen down.
Coaches love these break in action. It's a free timeout. Talk in the huddle, figure some stuff out, regroup.
At this point, who does a break in the action really favor?
Yeah, I mean, North Shore had a little bit of the momentum there, so this probably favors Frisch a little bit, but at the same time, they were going to the free throw line anyway, so not the biggest deal.
We'll return back. Orbach getting set to put up both of his free throws. 5:08 to go. Second quarter of play. 15-12 Frisch. Really, North Shore 15. Alex Zukerman 13. Sorry, Alex Zukerman 12. Sorry, I got that reversed. Frisch, it's Alex Zukerman 13, North Shore 12. Apologies. It's been a day. We spent a long time in between.
It's been a day of poor free throw shooting.
Orbach puts it up. In and out. Ooh. Rebounded by Abizada. Abizada up off the glass and in. That's the lead to 1.
Worked out for North Shore, but let's see if it goes the same way as TBC when you got to knock down free throws for either team here.
Human. Tries to send it back to Human, and the ball will go out of bounds, going North Shore's way. A little bit of a momentum shift in North Shore's favor now.
You feel a little bit, which is why I really like the Alex Zukerman stuff back in. An unforced error there by Frisch. So Roni Human and Alex Zukerman up top on the 2-3. Alex again, nice and long and wide. Watch for 44 on Frisch. Matt Schwartz, he's notorious for drawing offensive fouls and does a really nice job at it.
Abizada gets the walk and turns it over. Again, an unforced error right back. So Frisch gave them a gift, and they gave it right back on that play.
Yeah. Shalom here in North Shore. I might give Orbach a breather or two. He's got 2 fouls. A lot of weight on his shoulders right now. Looks a little bit stagnant on the defensive end. Probably playing a little tentative. Maybe just a minute or two to regroup a little bit. But you really got to avoid the 3rd foul with him going into the half.
Human over to Zelnitz. Zelnitz sends it back to Human. Zelnitz pulls up. Zukerman around to Zelnitz. Drawing 2 defenders. Over to Human. Zukerman at the top. Around to Zelnitz. Zukerman looks to drive the lane. Puts it up. Cannot go. Falls to Schwartz. Schwartz puts it up. It doesn't fall. Abizada pulls it down.
That first set was a little bit like North Shore's earlier sets where it was just passing around.
An offensive foul. Ooh.
That one I did not agree with. I thought the Frisch player moved in a little bit late, sort of moved his shoulders a little bit, but hey.
Amazada getting the brunt of that now, picking up his second foul. 3:42 to go. Zukerman with the ball now. 3:35. Both teams about at the 1-1. Human. Towards. Pulls it back out to Human. Human gets it stripped. What a play by Orbach. Orbach 2-on-1 the other way. Orbach goes to his right, puts it up off the glass and in.
I mean, there you see the 2 fouls with Alex. Smart play not to make a foul, but at the same time, that's what you're giving up. He's a good enough talent, though, that he can make up for it on the offensive end.
North Shore back on top, 16-15. Great playing by North Shore in this run, getting back to the lead. Back out to Zelnitz. Zelnitz drives, goes under the basket, and we're going to get a foul underneath. That's going to be, looks to be on Jeremy Levian, seeing his first action of the afternoon.
Is that the Levian? I think he has an older brother, was a heck of a basketball player, right, Steven?
That is correct. Zelnitz will go to the line. 1-on-1. Does not fall. We have a jump ball down low, and that's going to keep the ball with North Shore.
Great job, by Matt Schwartz. It looked like North Shore was fighting each other a little bit, right?
And right now, possession is with Frisch. North Shore opened up the border, that's correct.
Shifting back into on the point for Frisch.
Zelnitz pulling around, over to Schiffman. Schiffman looking. Green, back to Schiffman. Puts it up, and the foul. Foul's going to go on Levian for his second. That's going against. Is that against Orbach? That is against Orbach. That's his third. It looked as if that was Levian on the inside. But Orbach, now number 3, in a bit of trouble. 2:44 left to go this second quarter of play. Schiffman will go to the line. Another 1-on-1.
A huge third foul at Orbach. North Shore in a very difficult spot right there.
Ball goes up and in. Schiffman hits. And now Orbach will be subbed out. Schiffman for the lead. Hits it. Push up 17-16, 2:44 left.
So what we expected, back and forth game, I expect multiple lead changes.
Barmeli looking. Blitz seeing his first action. Ariel Blitz, starter on last year's JV team, taking an active role off the bench.
North Shore not used to going to their bench this early.
Just like last year, Blitz opens up with a 3.
Big time, big time shot. Big time shot. It's role players that step up in these situations.
It's great to have a role player who was a key component of a team that won a championship last year.
Yeah, when you're talented, you're talented.
Ballack will pull down the rebound. Ballack bringing up the floor himself. Ballack to his right. Ballack taking on 3 players, kicks it back out. He's going to get the offensive foul. He certainly created the contact. 1:53 to go. North Shore up by 2. Ariel Blitz coming in, putting it down from 3. Zukerman bringing the ball to the floor.
Alex has to start asserting himself more on this side of the floor. I think the coach rewarded him by trusting in him, putting him in to do fouls. He's got to start. Pay the coach back and start asserting himself on the offensive end.
And we're going to have a scrum in the middle of the floor. Going to have is it going to be a jump ball? It's going to be a jump ball. North Shore will take that. And Schiffman Giving it back over to North Shore. North Shore up 2.
You know there's a minute 30 left, but Frisch has also got to realize next foul is a double bonus, right? So they have to start attacking. They're clearly getting calls when they're going to the basket. They got to take advantage. They got to understand how the refs are calling this game, and they need to be more aggressive on the offensive end. Zach I'm included here.
Now North Shore. Shai Altman, one of the other starters from last year's team, getting his first action of the afternoon. Altman, Carmeli up top. Altman, Carmeli. 1:20 to go. Carmeli hands it off to Altman.
Interesting that they don't have a high post here on the offensive sets. They look to seal the low blocks, but they're not getting any entry passes into it.
Ball off Frisch. North Shore will retain possession. Blitz will inbound. Blitz, Carmeli. Carmeli sent it back to Altman. Ooh, Altman. Inloaded Levian. High level. Carmeli kicks it out to,
I mean, from my vantage point here, you have Abizada wide open on the block, probably 75% of the time on the offensive set. Nice.
There we go. Great move by Abizada running the baseline.
And that was a corner touch. He's wide open on the blocks every single time they're missing.
Frisch only 4 points in the quarter. A little long for Zakheim. 37 seconds left.
Ooh, that looked like a double triple.
Very close.
I didn't love that shot. I did not love that shot by Zakheim. I did not love it. Not saying it's a bad shot. I just would have waited for a little bit more of an offensive set on that.
North Shore up 4. 22 seconds left in possession. Looking to hold for the last shot. Abizada.
High post is wide open.
Altman kicks it out to Blitz. Blitz on the drive. Sends it off to Levian. Levian lowers the shoulder and will get the block call.
That's a 1-on-1.
Yep. Matt Schwartz picking up his second foul.
As I mentioned, you see, I mean, he's really good, 44, Matt Schwartz, at drawing those offensive fouls. That one, more than the others, looked to me like the offensive foul, interestingly enough. But you win some, you lose some.
This will be North Shore's 5th foul shot of the quarter. So far, none have fallen.
Crazy, isn't it?
There's a seal on the lid, especially when it comes to the championships.
You don't see highlights and Instagram reels of free throws. You just don't.
Touch doesn't go for Levian. Ball will be out of bounds off of Frisch.
You see Euro step highlight reels, you see three-point highlight reels, you just don't see free throw reels. So no one really, practices it, and it's just such a key component of any game.
8 seconds left. Carmeli, Abizada, over to Altman, 6 seconds. Abizada putting up a long 3. Oh, wow, that was awkward. And that's the end of the half.
That's a dagger.
North Shore with a 24-17 lead. Abizada 3 at the buzzer to give the Lions the advantage going into the locker room. We'll be back shortly with the 2023 MYHSAL Varsity Championship on Max Live in the Yeshiva Sports Network.
At Jump Shot, we believe that basketball is not an individual or isolated event that happens in your life only on the court. With that in mind, we created a program giving kids the skills to get better at basketball while also tapping into the hidden potential of how you can get better at the very game of life itself.
We're taking basketball and we're supplementing it with a heavy load of Torah learning, chesed opportunities, and a focus on personal growth.
When you get home from the summer, you will be a better basketball player. You gotta be willing to give us your all, but not for us. You gotta be willing to give it to yourself. See you next summer on Jump Shot.
are live from the Maxstone Athletic Center on the campus of Yeshiva University at halftime of the 2023 MYHSAL Varsity Basketball Championship between North Shore and Frisch on Max Live and the Yeshiva Sports Network, sponsored by the Nachum Siegel Network. Bringing you back to the action. I'm Elliot Weisselberg, along with Frisch JV coach extraordinaire, Coach Dovey Forman. Coach, first half of play, North Shore picking it up at the end. Frisch really taking the last half of the second quarter, falling behind and taking it on the chin, with the pace of play as that quarter went on.
Yeah, you look up at the score. It felt like Frisch was up 15. You look up, it's 17-15. Frisch, I think at the time, was up North Shore. You feel it should have been 30-10 Frisch. And they sort of just took their foot off the pedal. I actually don't think it was the Alex Zakheim foul going out, because Coach Bryan quickly recognized the momentum switch and subbed him back in. I think it was just collectively they took their foot off the pedal. And you can't do that. Again, North Shore's advantage is height, is size. Frisch advantage is, one, you have Alex Zakheim, and two, you have speed, and you have to dictate the tempo. That dictated the tempo is pushing the ball. That's not pushing the ball and going 1-on-5. That's pushing the ball, getting out, spacing the floor, getting open looks, and then knocking down. They sort of got a little bit stagnant on their half-court sets. So, it's a 7-point game. This is still anybody's game. This could quickly turn. I expect there to be multiple lead changes at this point as well.
That quarter, North Shore outscoring Frisch by the score of 14-4, which leads to a 7-point advantage. Alex Zakheim with 11 in the first quarter, 2 in the second. Zakheim, as we said, needing to take a little bit of a breather with this foul count. And one would imagine Orbach may start off the half on his end on the bench. How do these two superstars manage their fouls the rest of the way?
That's gonna be tough. So it's gonna be very interesting to see how North Shore comes out now with Frisch coming out with Orbach with 3 fouls. Zakheim has 2, or does he have 3? He has 2. They managed it well. They brought him back in. I believe Zakheim could be trusted with 2 fouls out there. You're at the point where Orbach's with 3 fouls. You can't put him in. Even if a player comes in, you're begging to come in. At this point, Orbach, depending on the score, and if you're in crisis mode, at this point he's on the bench for at least half the quarter. So Frisch has an opportunity here. I mean, the big shot, Elliot, was your boy Blitz, right? Coming out, subbing out, first shot hits a big 3. They feed off of that energy. I think he put him up 2 on that. They were down 1, and they just kept pushing it. Frisch is doing a really good job with generating offensive fouls. They're just a little bit stagnant. By the way, so is North Shore on the offense. They're both stagnant on their half-court zone offense sets. They're settling a little bit. They're almost passing the ball too much on the outside. You got to generate post touches your offense. Your outside shots are generated from post touches, and you got to attack gaps of zones, especially on ball reversal. That generates so much offense.
Taking it back to the question I asked when we first opened up the broadcast, we discussed Schiffman and Zakheim. We discussed their importance clearly, and the question of whether right now it's relying on scoring or whether it's good team play. Right now, outside of Zakheim and Schiffman, no points. Anybody else on the rest of the team? We talk about North Shore. You mentioned Blitz. Blitz, I think, underlies the point of you don't need Orbach on the court at all points for North Shore. Blitz coming off the bench, Shai Altman, proven scorers, and now the question is going to be, can the rest of Frisch's starting lineup and Frisch's bench find a way to complement Zakheim and Schiffman as opposed to just creating the opportunities for them to hit the buckets?
Yeah, Frisch has the talent. They have the wherewithal to do that. They have the talent on with the other players. Zelenitz is able to knock down shots. Schiffman's able to generate to penetrate and kick for Sammy to go down, knock down shots. They have the other players on the team to do it. Burko with putbacks, big player. They're gonna have to dig deep right now, and they have an opportunity with Orbach on the bench. Very interesting to see how Shalom comes out. My guess is he'll be on the bench, Orbach. But this is Frisch's opportunity, the first 4 minutes of this game.
Again, North Shore, as you see them coming back on the floor, undefeated coming into the Max Stern Athletic Center. 14 regular season victories and 2 wins in the playoffs, taking victories over JEC and SAR. SAR, fantastic classic game, as you recapped earlier. Starting off on a nice high, SAR coming all the way back before North Shore finished off the victory by 2. Right now, up by 7 on the West champion. Frisch with 17, North Shore 24. As we get ready for the second half of play, 16 minutes. That's all we have left right now, pending overtime. Between this and crowning a winner.
We spoke about it before. You start in September, so you're talking about 6 months that you dedicated to this season, and it's 16 minutes. This is what I try to tell my kids in huddles, in pregame speeches, in half-court speeches. It's 16. It was 32. It's now 16 minutes. Give me 16 minutes. Both coaches are telling both teams the same thing. Give me 16 minutes. Don't let anything off the floor. Don't walk off this court to say I gave less than 100% or whatever, 120%. You got 16 more minutes. Very interesting, Elliot.
I feel like we're about to break into High School Musical number here.
I thought I saw Orbach on the floor. I do.
So that's going to be interesting.
Very interesting. I don't love this. You have a 7-point lead. You could buy some minutes here. I don't love this, but that's why I'm up here. Because coaches have made better decisions than me so far.
Frisch, as we mentioned, other sports as well. Frisch coming out on the raw end of last week's varsity championship against SAR, trying to find a little bit of just a little bit of makeup here in this championship. North Shore not making it easy on them. Congratulations to TABC and SAR, our 2 hockey champions. Congratulations to Frisch and SKA, our 2 girls basketball champions. Congratulations to TABC earlier, our JV champions. And now, as I said, one more to hand out. I guess I can go with the volleyball too. We can give congratulations to Hank on their volleyball championship. Congratulations. And we have a blocking foul on Fallick. That is going to be number 3 on Fallick. So now the second North Shore player in foul trouble. Great tape by Frisch, just looking to push the numbers.
A coach Shalom that drives you mad. You have foul trouble as it is with your best player. You're 45 feet. Thank you for those numbers in the first game, and you have a bad foul 45 feet away from the basket.
Zakheim rolling it around to Shipman. Shipman tries to get it down low. Kicks it all the way out to Zelnitz. Zelnitz off the mark on 3.
That's a good look.
Pulled down by Orbach.
That's a good look by Sammy. That's his shot, the corner shot. If I'm the coach, I'm encouraging him to keep shooting that shot. He's going to make him keep shooting. Got an open look.
Carmeli, as North Shore in the white, moves from right to left. Back to Carmeli from Orbach. Carmeli drives the lane, puts up the floater off the front, gets his own rebound, puts another floater in, puts it home. His first 2 points of the afternoon.
That was a big possession for Frisch coming out of the breakdown 7.
Created fully by Jordan Carmeli.
I like the offensive sets Brian's running here where he's flashing posts. I like it a lot. It's generating very good looks. They're just not executing, but I like what Brian's doing with it. I'd like to see a little bit more corner touches with Sandy before, and maybe Alex or Schiffman to shoot out there. But they're doing what they need to against the 3-2.
Matt Schwartz not able to handle the pass. And now back the other way. Orbach giving it right back to Schiffman, who lays it up and in. Unforced errors, I think, really the theme on both ends today. A little bit of carelessness on both ends.
Drives a coach crazy with unforced error.
Especially when it's your best player.
Up 9 with the ball. And then you have an unforced error.
Carmeli working to slow it down, restart his offense. Alec pulls up, Abizada from the corner. Split-legged shot, pulled down by Orbach. Carmeli, very close to taking steps, sends it across to Fallick. Ballack almost slips, puts it up off the glass, rolls off. Zukerman pushing it back the other way. Zukerman trips over his own player, loses the handle, kicks it back, and they're going to get a kick. They're going to get a kick ball. Playing soccer there.
Was Alex tripped or did he trip over?
No, he tripped over his own player.
Okay.
Tripped over his own player. Didn't realize where he was going.
Great defensive stop on the last play by Matt Schwartz, where he made what's his name? Ballack change his shot when he stepped over. He didn't want to draw the offensive foul, and he made him change his shot. So really nice offensive defensive stop.
Steal by Orbach. Orbach off the glass, doesn't roll home. Zukerman pulling it down. Carmeli looking at the draw, does not get it. Zukerman, they're going to get a foul on Zarka. That's going to be Zarka's fourth. Sorry, Ballack, not Zarka. Ballack's fourth foul. Ballack is now one foul away from exiting this
It's an
championship.
interesting call. You have the ref on this side who doesn't blow the whistle. You have the ref on the weak side who calls the foul.
I don't think there's any question as to whether or not it was the right call. Ballack did lean into him in an attempt to
I'm not arguing that, but as a coach, when you see that, it just drives you mad.
Zukerman at the line. Nails it. He's not perfect. Sorry. He missed one in the first. He is right now 4 for 5. From the line. North Shore up 6, 5:37 to go. Second one rolls out. Zarka with the rebound. Carmeli's going to move up the floor. 26-20. Blitz. Sends it back to Carmeli. Carmeli surveying the scene. Comes back to his right. Carmeli over to Abizadeh. Abizadeh drives the lane, puts it up and in.
If he goes downstream, downhill, whatever you want to call it, he cannot be stopped. So really nice job of screening the zone. First time I've actually seen it today. And then he gets the ball off the screen and then goes and attacks the basket. It's pretty much unstoppable for him.
Then Abizadeh, 12 points on the afternoon. Zelnitz, long range, flanks off the front of the rim. Abizadeh, Zelnitz took it away from him. Zelnitz kicks it out to Green. Green puts it up, rolls in and out.
These are good looks. These are good shots. If you're Frisch, you're fine with them. They're going to go. They're good looks.
Again, right now, outside of Schiffman and Zukerman, nobody able to get it going on the Frisch end. Blitz.
See if they could screen the zone again. There's Abizadeh screening it again.
Orbach, long range, hits it. Massive three to push the lead to double digits. We have our first double-digit lead of the afternoon. North Shore now up 11, 31-20, halfway through this third quarter play. Schwartz. Out to Zukerman in. The Green cannot get the ball. Zarka pulls it down himself.
Big defensive stance here needed by Frisch. 11-point game. Momentum is with North Shore right now. Let's see what Frisch can come up with.
One would think one more bucket and you're going to get a timeout from Frisch.
So, yeah.
And that drops for Zarka. And we're going to get a timeout.
Good timeout by Brian. Little momentum here with North Shore. I'm still shocked that Orbach's in, but he's rewarding his coach, Elliot.
So far, 9-3 North Shore this quarter. And it's coming from everywhere.
Look, I'm looking at the Frisch offense, right? I'm looking at their offensive sets. They're getting looks. They're not knocking down. Stay patient. Stay calm. They're flashing very nicely off that 3-2. They're getting the high post looks that'll generate the corner touches off the post touches. And the only thing I would say a little bit more is Alex needs to have the ball in his hand a little bit more and start being a little bit more aggressive. North Shore, to me, doesn't seem as apt to take the offensive charge as, say, Frisch has shown today, certainly. So if I'm Alex, I'm really looking. I gotta start applying the pressure a little bit and attacking the zone.
North Shore again looking for their second championship in the varsity league. Last one was a long, not so long, but still in our count, still a while ago, 10 years ago. Zelnitz back to Schiffman. Schiffman kicks it out to Zelnitz in the corner. Zelnitz sends it over to Zukerman. Back to Zelnitz for three. Can he get it? Called short. Neely.
Alex did a nice job. What he did is he attacked, he pitched, open look again. Those are Sammy's shots. They're getting the open looks. That's okay.
Orback loses the handle on it again. Zukerman to his left. Up off the window and in.
Just impossible to stop in the open court. Impossible.
You're in North Shore. I know we talked last game about not taking the foot off the pedal, but trying to wind some clock down at the very least. Zelnitz coming back the other way after stepping in on that pass.
As a coach, I'm not a big believer in that. Unless you practice that all the time in practice, it's very difficult to take your foot off the pedal on the offensive side.
Schiffman.
Turn it back on.
Schiffman kisses it off the glass and in. So Schiffman and Zukerman again.
Good timeout.
But 4 points off the timeout, and we have a 9-point game, back to single digits. 2:33 to go here in the third quarter of play.
9-point game, 2.5 minutes in the third. Plenty of time. There's no reason to panic. We're getting the open looks, Frisch, just continue to do it, and hopefully the shots start falling down. On the North Shore side, to me, it's do not take your foot off the pedal. You cannot take your foot off the pedal.
But again, right now, if you're North Shore, do you say to yourself, look, we look at the score sheet. This quarter alone, Schiffman 4, Zukerman 3. Keep them covered. Let everybody else shoot until they prove they can hit.
Zukerman, yes. Zukerman is going to be tough. He's going to get his. So that's why you have a second scorer like a Schiffman who's doing a really nice job now in this third quarter. And your focus is Alex is going to get his. Don't let someone else beat us. So to your point, you're 100% correct. Alex is going to get his. He's too good not to. As you can see in the open floor, he's just too dominant. He could generate his own shots. You got to control, say, a Schiffman, a Zelnitz, a Berkowitz, Schwartz from getting theirs.
Right now, Zukerman with 16 points of Frisch's 24. Really, him and Schiffman, the only catalyst for Frisch's offense today.
So Shalom calling what looks like a motion, twirl of his finger, on the side. North Shore's got to come out with a good set here off the timeout, off the momentum swing.
Let's
want to avoid this corner.
Zarka, to Abizadeh looking to work his way in. Zarka. Carmeli comes across, blitz.
Zukerman really starting to pick up the defense, which I like.
Carmeli to Orback looking to drive, puts it up, lets it go.
35's got to step up there and take a charge.
1:55 to go, back to an 11-point game. Zukerman the other way, nails it. 9-point game.
Really nice job pushing the ball again. Counter the height with the tempo. North Shore doing a really nice job on their offensive set. Frisch counters with the speed down on the other side. North Shore's got to turn around once they make it.
1:34 to go. Here was the point where the momentum started shifting a bit in our earlier game today. Will North Shore fall victim to the same thing, or will they be able to hang on for the next 10 minutes of play? Carmeli misses a three. Pulled down by Zukerman surveying the scene. Zukerman driving it himself, and he's going to get the foul. Foul's going to be on Blitz. That'll be his first of the afternoon.
In North Shore, that's fine.
Especially from somebody as fresh as Blitz.
Yeah.
As long as it's not Orback at this point, or Fallick. Ball inside to Berkowitz. Berkowitz gets his own rebound. No, he has it taken from him.
Very nice take by Berkowitz. Couldn't finish, but a nice take. North Shore slowing it down a little bit to Elliot's point. I don't love it.
Abizadeh. Looks like they may just look to hold for one. Orback kicks it out to Carmeli.
Frisch really starting to apply the pressure on the top of the 2-3. You started they're extending the zone a little, which North Shore should counter with someone at the post.
Carmeli with 40 seconds puts it up. Frisch coming back the other way. Chance to get it even closer. Zukerman nails it off the backboard. Well, there's 20 points on the afternoon for Zukerman. 20 of Frisch's 28, and it's now a 7-point game. North Shore up 7, 35-28.
Again, you see Frisch is extending the top of the 2-3, right? So North Shore's got to bring somebody up to the high post and sort of exploit the post and the short corner with that.
7 seconds, blitz, over to Orbach. Orbach for three, misses it long. Zarka puts it up, and it rolls it at the buzzer.
That's another dagger. Wow, nice play by Zarka. Beautiful offensive rebound and a nice putback. Very nicely done.
Zarka with 8 points. Clutch at the buzzer to make it a 9-point game.
Elliot, am I right that North Shore's got the ball coming out? I believe, right?
I believe so.
I believe Frisch started, there was no jumps. Look, North Shore's got to start recognizing that Frisch is going to start applying the pressure a little bit more. They got to space the floor a little bit better. At some point, right? At some point when you're down 9, 11 in the fourth quarter, you're going to have to start going to a man-to-man. Right now, you could start 5 minutes left. Now you can start bringing it out. You know, North Shore's got to recognize that. And Frisch has got to keep applying the pressure.
So that quarter, 13-11. A little spread out on the scoring. Zarka with 4, Orbach with 5, Carmelia and Abizadeh each with 2. Abizadeh 12 on the afternoon for North Shore. And we have Orbach with 9, Zarka with 8. Over on the Frisch end, more of the same. We have 8 for Schiffman, 20 for Zakheim.
Elliot, this is just a really exciting Sunday so far. Just really 2 really good games. We're now in the fourth quarter of another game, which is just going to be back and forth. You got to expect the two teams are too good. Any one of the two teams can pull it off.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. North Shore has an opportunity now to push it back to double digits. Then you are listening live to Max Live and the Yeshiva Sports Network's presentation of the 2023 MYHSAL Varsity Basketball Championship, sponsored by the Nachum Segal Network. For exciting live coverage of Jewish music, Israel news, and Torah segments soon at the JM in the AM. And we have a long-range shot that falls, but Abizadeh putting it back in under the basket. Abizadeh, a force again.
What do we keep talking about in the zone? Screen the zones, right? They screen the zone, they get the open look, that generates the weak side rebound.
Zelnitz swings it around.
Good, screening the zone also.
Pull it to the corner. Zakheim misses the 3. Zakheim gets a smack out of his hands. I heard that slap over here. I think the refs are just going to let it go a little bit.
Wow.
I heard that. Carmelia, I have headphones on and I heard it. Orbach looking to push. Off the boards, doesn't get it.
Don't love that shot.
It seemed a little rushed. Speaking of rush, coming up the floor. And there we get the first points from somebody other than Zakheim and Schiffman. Matt Schwartz putting 2 in to bring this back to a 9-point game.
Other than Zakheim, but who makes the pass?
There you go, creating for it. Valid point. So right now, 6:52 to go. Going back and forth, seesaw game. Abizadeh opening up down low off a rebound. And Schwartz coming back the other way with the 2.
39-30. My assumption here on the timeout is Frisch is going to come out in some press or some other type of defense to give them a different look. So I guess he's not. I thought he might come out in a press here, but maybe a little too early. So we'll see what happens. North Shore, again, not really reacting to that extension of the 2-3, bringing the 2 guys up. They have been screening it nicely where they're getting the open looks. Frisch has to do a better job on the defensive end of rebounding and keep the big man off.
Schiffman, Zakheim, Schwartz, Zelnitz, and Berkowitz coming out for Frisch. See Fallon back in for North Shore. Fallon, Orbach, Carmelia with the ball. Revian and Abizadeh for North Shore.
Both teams have gone, 6 deep, maybe 7
or
a second.
North Shore went to 8. They've had Lavian, Shai Altman, and Blitz on. As Steele coming back, Zakheim lays it up and in for the easy bucket. 7-point contest, 6:20, and Frisch clawing their way back in.
They come around Zakheim and Schiffman. You almost got to curl the ball to the other side. They like to reach on the backside. Not reach, they like to poke. They do a really good job of it. So when you want to cross over to your weak side hand to protect from that
Valak gets fouled as he puts it up. And Schiffman is going to get called for his third foul. Valak will go to the line for 2.
If I'm Frisch right now, I don't mind that. A little overzealous on Schiffman's part. Right now, North Shore's got to prove to Frisch here that they can knock down free throws, which they haven't. But let's see at the fourth quarter when things start picking up.
We're picked up for TABC in your game today. Leads the first one, and I guess a little away from the Frisch crowd. It's a little easier for him to concentrate. The Frisch crowd really making a difference on their end of the floor, but some 60 feet away from Valak at this point.
The sea of red.
Valak puts up the second. Little to the left, but rebound by Levian, who puts it off the back and in.
Great offensive rebound by Levian. What an amazing step around on that play. Absolutely beautifully done and a nice reverse putback. And
effectively a 3-point possession for Frisch. Sorry, for North Shore also. Berkowitz. Reaching by Abizadeh, ball knocked out of bounds. Zelnitz, rebound. Out to Zakheim. Zakheim to Schiffman. Zelnitz, back to Schiffman. Schiffman coming around the 3-point line. Hands off to Zakheim. Zakheim gets it to Schiffman. Schiffman pulls up, puts it off the back of the iron.
One thing about this Frisch team, one thing about this Frisch team is they have leaders on this team. Between Zakheim, Schiffman, Matt Schwartz, they have people who do not give up at all, regardless of what the score, what's on the clock. They do not give up.
Levy driving the lane, putting it up off the glass and in.
Out of nowhere, this kid has just come in and scored absolute huge points.
44-32, pushed back to a 12-point game. Levian will get the foul there on Berkowitz.
Alex is showing why he's an all-world player. Getting into the paint, making a beautiful bounce pass to a post player, and a beautiful setup. Like I said, between Schiffman, Matt Schwartz, Zakheim, they have leaders on this team. Michael Green, Sammy John, it's people who do not give up. So I expect this 12-point lead to not be around for much longer.
Well, Berkowitz has a chance to cut into this. Ezra Berkowitz going through the line for his first free throws of the day. 4:53 to go. Now's the time where the get's got to get getting.
Shore coach, I'm really impressed with this North Shore coach and the North Shore team on how they have responded to him with foul trouble. The coaches believed in the players and they've stuck with it and they've played exceptional basketball. Really in a tough foul trouble. Really impressed.
Berkowitz for a second, puts it home.
Berkowitz showing a nice touch.
So now we're back to a 10-point game, 4:53 to go.
And here we go with the press.
Get a whistle on the timeout. Looks as if North Shore is going to want to talk it over about how to break the press.
I just saw as the North Shore coach called timeout, Brian motioned to his team saying 2-3. So he might come back into this as a 2-3. Be interesting.
Sort of like a football fourth down where you bring out one play, the other team calls a timeout, setting up now, and now you switch back to your backup option.
Yeah, but sometimes you're almost doing what you don't, right? In reality, North Shore doesn't want them pressing, so does North Shore win because they pulled off the press, or does Frisch win because they tricked them into the timeout?
There you go. It's the back and forth of chess that you play as a coach in any sport, be it basketball, be it football, be it hockey, and that's the preparation.
Yep.
Players on the floor have to be able to diagnose what's going on in front of them and adapt at a moment's notice. So they come out and see something different, they have to be in the back of their head saying, okay, this isn't something different than what we've seen. We can't stick to what we just heard in the huddle. Let's fall back to what has made us successful to this point.
What's the game reset on this? Whose ball? I believe it's Frisch ball, Frisch possession, right? On the next jump.
North Shore opened up the quarter.
There it is.
So the next turnover or the next jump or possession loss will go to Frisch.
So Frisch extends their 2-3 here. They just extended the full court. Abizadeh, obviously the Statue of Liberty in the middle. Let's see what they do here.
Ezra. Fallon gets it up to Abizada. Abizada taking it himself. Abizada looking to drive the lane, puts it up, gets the foul and the bucket. Abizada powering home.
I gotta say, if I were Frisch there, I got exactly what I wanted. I got a big man dribbling, somewhat out of control, to the basket, rushing a shot. But Abizada proved me wrong to show why he's a great player with a beautiful left hand floater and the N1.
I think he's shown he's more capable of handling the rock himself, whether it be the baseline, whether it be as he misses the free throw. Pulled down by Levian. Another rebound off of the foul shot by Levian.
So Frisch does a great job on the box out, but they got no one there to help.
Fallon to Levian. Levian to Abizada. Abizada pulls around, puts it up, and lays it in! Abizada misses the free throws. Levian pulls the ball down. Abizada with another chance and puts it home. Shifman's going to get the foul call. Is that going to be it on Fallick? Is that going to be it? And that's it for Fallick. That's the end of Fallick's night. But he certainly helped in his role here. Certainly played a part.
He played a huge part, really important part of that 3-2 on the top. A really nice job. Kind of like a little bit of a leader there, so inspirational leader. That's going to be a big loss. North Shore's answered every call so far. Let's see what they do now. Altman in, right?
Shy Altman out. Schiffman sends the ball over to Green, who does not put it home. Ball saved. Nice save by Altman. Abizada with Schiffman on his back. Abizada over to Orbach. Orbach's going to get the walk call, and it's going to go back the other way. Orbach having his fair share of turnovers today.
Frisch is doing what they need to do now. They have to have a little bit of a sense of urgency on both sides. So they're extending the defensive pressure. They're causing the turnovers a little bit.
3:56 to go. We are under the half mark of the fourth quarter. As might have gotten away with a bit of a walk there. Zakheim still puts it in. Carmeli. 12-point contest. Orbach walks the tightrope. Orbach drives it, puts it up, and puts it in. What a play by David Orbach.
David Orbach is known for his Euro step.
14-point lead. Schiffman tries to go up and under, cannot put it home. Levian with the rebound.
Good flash by Levian in the middle. Good shot by North Shore. Reset here, North
Shore drives the lane. No resistance.
No reset, no resistance. North Shore starting to feel good about themselves.
16-point lead. And North Shore is on a roll. Abizada, point number 20 on the afternoon. And North Shore is counting down the seconds until their second championship.
Still lots and lots of time. 3:11 is an eternity in basketball today.
Once again, we welcome you to the fourth quarter, the last half of the fourth quarter, on Max Live, the Yeshiva Sports Network's presentation of the 2023 MYHSAL Varsity Basketball Championship. Great finish to our first game this afternoon. TABC coming all the way back from double-digit deficits to defeat Ramaz by 6. And here we are in North Shore, erasing an early lead by Frisch and really dominating the second half of play.
Yeah, two things I'm extremely impressed with. One is North Shore's composure. Frisch started having a little bit of a sense of urgency on the defensive end, extending the defense. North Shore's composure was outstanding in breaking down. I'm also very impressed with Frisch's, with Coach Brian's 3-2 offensive set. They're getting the looks, they're just not getting them down. They're doing what they're supposed to, they're executing it, they're just not finishing it. That's okay. Obviously now there's a greater sense of urgency.
Zakheim, get the ball back to Schiffman. Zakheim sends it to Zelnitz. Zelnitz pushes it out. Zakheim with the long three. Off the mark. Taken away. Zelnitz for three. Drains it!
Big three by Sammy. Big three. Nice offensive rebound.
Great takeaway by Green. And great three by Zelnitz. Ball gets across the timeline. Zarka gets fouled as he goes up. Zarka will go to the line. up 13. And the foul will go against Zelnitz. That is his second.
Elliot, dare we say free throws?
Oh,
Dare we say this will come down to free throws?
well, one would think that in a 13-point game, the answer is probably not, but we're going to see right now whether or not the last 3 minutes that is the case.
Well, I guarantee you Frisch is going to start putting North Shore on the line. So it's up to North Shore to execute on the free throw line.
Right now, North Shore is up to the task of answering in that direction. Zarka with his fourth of the quarter. Misses long. Orbach. And we're going to get out of bounds off of Frisch. Zakheim tried to save it, could not. North Shore will get the ball back. 2:42 to go. 14.
It's got a technical foul on Orbach, I believe. Oh no, on Frisch? On Sammy Zelnitz, they call it a technical foul.
Yeah, I imagine it would be on Orbach. I don't think Orbach would have much to complain about. But it is going to be on Zelnitz.
I missed it. What happened? I thought that was excellent hustle by Zakheim to get the ball from going out of bounds. Just, his toe hit the sideline.
They haven't put down the foul on the board yet, as
they did.
Orbach misses a second. No, Zelnitz, I think, had two already. I have Zelnitz down as having two already, so I'm not really sure. Zelnitz had the last foul.
That's tough. That's 2 free throws and the ball at this time in the game. That's tough. Now is when you start holding a little bit, and obviously they're going to start and put North Shore on the free throw line.
We're going to get a timeout. North Shore bringing it in, settling down, and looking to reset on position with 2:36 to go in the 15-point lead.
Elliot, Frisch has 4 fouls, so it's going to take them, right, 2 fouls to get them to the next one in the bonus, right? So they got to foul 3 times at this point. So you got to foul very quickly. You almost got to put somebody in really quickly with no fouls and just put them in there to foul quickly. Obviously, no intentional fouls. Make an effort for the basketball. Quick fouls, 3 quick fouls here, where you're going to tick off maybe 4 to 5 seconds, hopefully, and then North Shore's got to go to the line and execute.
Without knowing who that last foul or who the tech was called on,
I'm pretty sure it was on Zelnitz, because
right, but they haven't put it up on the board.
Right,
so I'm just gonna mark that down as his third. I know we've had discrepancies with the book all day.
Yeah.
Orbach in the backcourt.
It can't be Zakheim. That's the problem.
All right. I'm going to get a block, and that's going to be Zakheim's fourth.
I might have gone offense-defense here. In other words, what I mean by that is, defense-offense. Bring in someone for Zakheim right now, because I need quick fouls. So quick fouls, take Zakheim out, bring him back in when they go to the line, right? Because at this point, Zakheim can't foul anybody. He's got 3 or 4 fouls.
He has 3.
So you want someone in on the bench right now fouling.
Right now, that looks to be Green, who picks up foul number 2. As they now have 6. So 15-point advantage, and next foul will be a 1-and-1 for the Lions. I want to say I'm very impressed with myself for not calling them the Stars once today.
I didn't know that until you told me. So kudos to you. And they're nice uniforms.
A little lighter shade of green on the trim. The number's still the same forest green as usual for them.
You see, the problem is they're going to go to Orbach here, and Zakheim's taking Orbach, so Zakheim can't foul.
Carmely,
quick foul.
And that foul is going to go to Schiffman. Schiffman picks up number 4, though, as Carmely goes to the line.
Right, you can't have Schiffman fouling and you can't have Zakheim fouling, so you almost want to sub in and then quickly bring them back in once you go to the line, but now it's 7 fouls at this point, so it's moved.
2:28 to go. Carmely drains it. He'll get shot number 2. I figured. Ball goes out of bounds. Off from Newman's hand.
Got it. Again, quick fouls here. Quick fouls by Frisch.
Carmely.
Quick fouls.
Over to Zarka. Zarka dribbling.
sense of urgency here.
Getting fouled by Schwartz. Schwartz is fourth. And so now he'll go to the line. Zarka for 1-and-1. Zarka 2 for 4 this quarter.
Elliot, it's not easy, but you gotta almost defense, offense sub, where you're bringing in someone just to foul. When they go to the line off the 1-on-1, then you sub the next guy in. Because right now you got Shifkin, Zakheim, and Schwartz with 4 fouls. 3 of your players you can't afford to foul out at this point of the game.
Zarka on the line for his third set of free throws this quarter. He's hit the first in every single time. He's missed the second. And the trend keeps going.
Yeah.
Zakheim moving it up the floor. Zakheim over to Shifkin. Shifkin, long range shot. Bounces wide. Pulled down by Altman. Altman driving it himself.
Altman should probably bring that back out, but he hits it hard.
Altman for 2. 19-point game. 1:58 to go. North Shore can smell it. New York can smell it. This will look to be yet another trophy coming home to Long Island.
You know what I'm surprised I haven't heard? The North Shore chant. I can't tell you how impressed I am with North Shore's composure here. In the face of foul trouble across multiple people. Frisch really pushing the envelope on the defensive end, doing a really nice job at that. And North Shore really kept their composure. A couple huge offensive rebounds, if I remember correctly, right?
Yeah.
One off a miss off the end of the quarter, one off of Le'Veon, and then 2 big Le'Veon offensive rebounds off a free throw, which turned out to be a 3-point play, and another one. So,
and with the players you just mentioned, I mean, think about it. Abizadeh, Altman, Ritz, Carmeli, Le'Veon. What do all these people have in common? They're all juniors. All juniors.
it's crazy, right? They're set up almost for next year a little bit. Listen, they're losing their heart and soul at quarterback, right? I mean, let's be honest. He's their heart and soul, but you're right. They're primed. Looks like Frisch empties the bench a little bit over here. Interesting, North Shore does not.
Goes out.
Some guy number 21 just hit that shot.
I think at this point we can say who it is. We'll give it to him. Forman with the bucket, James Forman, graduating senior.
Graduating senior with a bunch of these kids on the first team who have really poured in their heart and soul. I mean, you can't say enough about what Coach Brian and Coach Schopf have done with this team. This is a team that has a ton of seniors, really good senior leadership, mind you, but Brian has done an outstanding job bringing this team together and having them believe.
Quarterback will go to the line.
They went on a nice run after those early losses where they showed they were a really good championship caliber team.
This is Newman. Also in now with Sohn as Newman takes it himself. Sohn, Slasky. North Shore with bench players on the floor also. As Zugli just missed that lay-in. 15-point game, 1:05 to go, and we got a foul, and Newman will go to the line for Frisch.
I will tell you this, as a coach, this is what you struggle with the most, right? Your coach, Shlomo, you have your subs in a 15-point game with a minute left from securing a perfect undefeated championship season, right? You have a kid who probably busts his butt in practice every single week, number 4, who grabs the ball down and tries to go coast to coast. As a coach, you want to coach all your players the same way. Bench players, starters, everybody. You almost want to say, bring that out a little bit more, run the offense a little bit more. Or if you're going to take the layup, make sure you hit the shot.
As Abizadeh and Orbach will go out with the last minute to go in this game. And right now it just seems we're playing out the stretch at a 15-point game. Carmeli.
Good hustle by number 2 on Frisch.
Putting it up with the right hand.
Good hustle by Ada Rosenau. No easy buckets.
48 seconds to go. 17-point North Shore lead. North Shore going to bring home another championship on the heels of last year's JV championship. Shot goes wide by Rosenbaum. And we're going to get a timeout for a sub.
Coach Bryan motioning to his team, no fouls, let it play out. I like it. This Frisch team does not give up, though. They really don't. 26 seconds, you see them playing hard. That's a tribute to their coaching staff and what they've instilled in them as throughout the entire season.
Ebrani over to Zubli, and Zubli drains the three.
See Coach Cody Cohn on the sidelines. I was an assistant coach for Frisch JV when Cody Cohn was absolutely dominating our team. Ended up hurting his ankle, and Frisch ended up winning that JV championship about 10, 11 years ago.
And this is the ball game. North Shore, 63-43 winners over Frisch, the 2023 MYHSAL varsity basketball champions.
Congratulations to the North Shore team, to Coach Shalom, to Coach Cody on a magical, magical undefeated season as they lift Orbach up with the MVP champ. So
it'll either be, I think for our money, it'll either be Orbach or Abizado. There's so many players on this North Shore team you could give it to, even off the scoring books. I mean, we've mentioned so many different names with so many different contributions. It's certainly a team effort that got them there today, but there are at least two names that stand out amongst the rest. One of them being Orbach, one of them being Ben Abizadeh. Abizadeh compiling 20 points on the afternoon. Orbach, I believe, with I'll recheck, but I believe with 13.
Well, you see Abizadeh, right? He gets the ball, and he's going downhill off those zone screens. He's very difficult to stop. Similar to Zachheim, really, when he gets going downstream or downhill on his shot. I just want to take this opportunity also to congratulate Coach Bryan, Coach Shlomo, the entire Frisch varsity team on a wonderful season as well. A great group of kids, a great team. Just came up a little bit short, but kudos to the North Shore. What are they now?
They are the Lions.
The North Shore MTA Lions.
Well, we had a Lion versus Lion matchup a couple of weeks ago in JV. So and now I ain't lying.
The North Shore Lions. Congratulations to Coach Shalom and Coach Cody and their entire team. That is a undefeated. And let me tell you something. That is not easy to do.
No.
Undefeated varsity season. That is not easy.
Yep, especially with all the talent that was in the league this year, and you're going up against a Magan Davids and the DRSs of the world in your division, and they didn't have an easy schedule out of the division either. Having to face Hafter, that's in division. Went against Heschel, and I mean you're looking at a schedule that certainly wasn't a cakewalk, and walking away with an undefeated season, virtually 17-0.
Really, really, really impressive. I got an opportunity to meet Coach Shalom at the Satrin tournament. Absolutely gem of a person. He's shown to be a excellent coach, one who certainly has a talent, but you got to coach the talent, right? You need to coach the talent. You need to have the team buy in to your system, to what you want to do. He stuck with his 3-2. He stayed with it. They bought in, and to have to come in this situation and go 17-0, like you said, Elliot, is something very special, and really kudos to him and to the entire North Shore team.
Speaking of tournaments, once again, tune in this Thursday to Max Live as the Sarachek tournament will kick off play. Always look for the tournament that is most looked forward to every year. Definitely going to be a packed field this year. And will we see?
Well, if I'm not mistaken, I believe Shalhevitz 1, Valley's 2, North Shore's 3, Frisch is 4, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
will we get a chance to see a rematch at some point? That's what I
Right.
was about to ask.
Yeah.
You never know. Right now we're getting done with the Yeshiva League season, and then everybody will start focusing on Thursday. Once the championship celebrations and the championship hangover finishes. Although one could theoretically argue that championship hangover doesn't end until the next season.
You know, as a coach, you go through this for so long, and when it's over, it's just over. You're in it every single day, after a loss, after a practice to another practice. For 6 months, you're in it. You're talking with the kids. You're coaching the kids. You're working outside with the kids. Everything you do, and then it's just over. It's very difficult to understand. Before we talk about Abizadeh as the MVP,
Back for his second year in a row.
Yeah, I wanted to take this opportunity to thank the Frisch administration on a personal level, Rabbi Sina, Rabbi Wald, Tali Zelenitz, the Frisch athletic director, for giving me the opportunity again and the honor and privilege of coaching the Frisch Junior Varsity. And just an absolutely amazing and supportive administration. And thank you very much, Rabbi Sina, Rabbi Wald, and Tali.
And I must say that even from our vantage point, even when we knew that Frisch was going to be, and I think that at least for us, there was no question that you were going to be the one here, that you were going to be the one sitting next to me, because honestly, there really is nobody to bring both sides together better than you. And we thank you so much for everything that you have done for this broadcast and honestly for the Yeshiva League over the course of the year.
Well, thank you. I really do hope it comes through in the broadcast. I bleed youth sports. I bleed yeshiva basketball. I certainly put my heart and soul into it, and I certainly study the game. I certainly like to learn from other coaches, whether it be from Brian on the varsity, whether it be from whoever, wherever. I go to games, I watch games, I study games. I hope that knowledge has come across in this broadcast to those watching at home. And thank you, Elliot, always for giving me the opportunity to come and join. I really hope I don't see you next year, because I really hope I'm in the championship.
Well, you hope you see me, but from down
Right.
there.
But if not, I'd be honored again to do it with you.
Well, we still hopefully have a chance. Hopefully, we'll get a chance to get an interview either with Ben Abizadeh or one of the other North Shore players. Give us a few minutes. We'll be right back after the short commercial break. You are watching the post-game coverage of the 2023 MYHSAL Varsity Basketball Championship on Max Live and the Yeshiva Sports Network. We are back for the post-game coverage of the 2023 MYHSAL Varsity Basketball Championship on Max Live and the Yeshiva Sports Network, sponsored by the Nachum Segal Network. Tune in Tuesday morning to the JM in the AM Sports Update. Tune in every morning to the Nachum Segal Network for JM in the AM, but especially Tuesday morning at 7:20 for the JM in the AM Sports Update, where you'll get a wrap-up of these two contests today. First of all, with our JV contest earlier this afternoon, 6-point victory by TABC, and now a 20-point victory, 63-43 by North Shore over Frisch. A 26-point fourth quarter for the Stars.
Listen, the bread and butter of Frisch has been their defense. So 26 points in a quarter, that's a no-no. But a little bit of that is towards the end of the game and free throws, and obviously you're trying to extend the defense, and you're trying to apply a little bit more pressure and open shots, etc.
Credit to North Shore for hitting those shots,
yeah.
though. Definitely making it the game that it was down the stretch. Although very early on, it was much, much closer than the score detailed.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about it, but we were talking about North Shore's composure. Just when Frisch started applying the pressure a little bit more, they started extending their 2-3. North Shore's composure was outstanding. They never wavered. Both Alex and Orbach really did a nice job of protecting themselves, so to speak, without sacrificing their team when they were in foul trouble. Just a great game all around on both teams, and just a great job by North Shore to finish it off.
Alex Zakheim for Frisch finishing with the game-high 24 points. Ben Abazadeh, 20 points for North Shore. David Orbach with 12 in the victory. So Orbach and Abazadeh topping the charts for North Shore. But for North Shore, a really, really well-rounded team effort. You got 20 from Abazadeh. You had 5 from Carmeli, 3 from Falk, 11 from Zarka, 12 from Orbach, 4 from Levy, and 3 from Blitz, 2 from Altman, 3 from Zubli at the end there. I don't think you could get a better team effort with those breakdowns, as we now have David Orbach and Ben Abazadeh making their way towards our booth for a post-game interview.
I mean, what you just said is exactly the definition of a team effort, right? When you have all those players pitching in, that's the definition of a team effort. Let's get these guys up here.
And I think that's one of the main things I especially want to ask about, because I know the two of them, the first thing they're going to start talking about up here is the team. We had Ben up here last year, and that was the mantra. It was team, team, team.
Congratulations.
Great job, guys.
Congratulations.
Good to see you back up here. It's been a year. Hasn't been that long. I've seen longer. Don't worry, we're not back. All right.
How's it feel to be up here, huh?
Feels great.
All these years of you not doing anything, bro. Finally get your own.
As they are now with us. Boys, congratulations on the championship. Ben, congratulations on now back-to-back MVP honors.
I really appreciate that.
So early on, Frisch pulls out to a little bit of a lead. What are you guys talking about in that huddle? Is there any sense of urgency, or are you guys just saying, okay, let's play our game, let's keep it going?
So we knew we were way better than them, way more talented, but they came out with a game plan. They were taking all those charges, and even with them taking all those charges, it was still a close game. So we knew if we just kept playing our game, eventually it will come to us, and it did.
Both of you guys, congratulations. David, let me ask you something. You're the heart and soul of this team.
Yeah.
Clearly, senior leader, heart and soul. You get 3 fouls. You come out at halftime. You're on the floor again. Shalom trusts in you. What'd he say to you? What'd you say to him? How'd you manage that?
I mean, he told me throughout the whole season, I kept the one thing I kept doing was taking charges, and he told me, he just said, keep playing your game, and eventually it will come, like I said before. And we kept doing that, and eventually it went our way.
Well, congratulations.
So let me just break this down for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 players on the team, all recording points today, and myriad of that throughout the entire game. Is that the way it's been for you guys, or how it seems the entire season? Is this really the full team effort that we saw today?
Honestly, yeah. Throughout the whole season, we tried getting everyone involved, but as you know, David, he's a great player. He took charge, and then in this game, he trusted us. He told us get our shots going. Coach Shalom told us get everyone involved. The game will come to you, as David said beforehand. And I fully believe that I think we have 5 ball-dominant starter players who could all put the ball in the basket. And it's way better if you pass the ball around and you pass up a better shot for even more of a better shot than just shooting and then just trying to go one-on-one rather than the whole team as a whole coming together.
Ben, what I noticed specific in the first quarter versus the other 3 quarters with you is in the first quarter you seem to have been settling a little bit for the 3. Then in the second quarter you started settling for the 3 in the first quarter. Second quarter you were screening on top of the zone. David or someone would pitch, dribble, drive, and pitch. Then you start going downhill and attacking the basket much more. Was that something that the coach said to you? Was that something in your mind as a mindset? What changed from the first quarter to the rest of the game?
In the first quarter, it was all about reading the defense, what they were giving you. So in the first quarter, I thought I had the 3, so I kept shooting it. But as they came out more, I realized that they were coming out on me, and I realized if I took one play and I just dribbled to the hoop, then the whole offense would open up because all their defenders would come and try, attacking me, so then everyone would be cutting, and that's when you got the easy layups, as you know. For instance, when I was in that corner, and then first I shot a 3, but then after I pump faked, I went to the hoop. Everything just opens up if you look at the court from the percent of view that you have from it. So, yeah.
I think I needed an answer from both of you on this. Look at the juniors who are on the team. Last year, clearly, coming in with the championship, having the experience of being here, having the experience of leading a team. David, start with you first. How key were the juniors, and how much were you able to rely on them, even though they're a year behind you, not coming in with varsity experience? And then, Ben, for you, being one of the leaders of this junior class, what was the adjustment like, and how quickly were you guys able to acclimate not only to the league, but then also in this game on the varsity level?
So last year, we underperformed. We didn't make the playoffs as a varsity team. But we knew that the JV, obviously the juniors coming in, had a lot of talent, and we knew that the sky was the limit with this team, and we all just believed in each other, and obviously the end result was good at the end.
Well, first I just want to say that when we first won the championship last year, when we won, obviously we were very happy and we celebrated, but we knew next year it wasn't going to be it wasn't going to be the same task. You were going to have to put more effort. So throughout the off season, all the players, we got shots up. We didn't just not play basketball. We played more because we wanted to come in to varsity, so we were fully adjusted beforehand and not as the season comes in. So we all trained, we all worked hard as a group. And when you have a certain group of people that you just play basketball with, the chemistry just keeps coming and coming the more you play with each other. So that's how I think that we adjusted from JV to varsity. And hopefully we could do the same next year with our juniors coming in.
Well, I think we look forward to next year, and we'll get to that as the calendar.
Let's go North Shore!
Thank you.
As we get the North Shore Championship spirit up in our booth. Guys, congratulations. Go
Thank
celebrate.
you.
Looking
Thank you.
forward
Enjoy
to
it.
the future.
Good job.
Thank
Congrats.
Thank you.
As we bring it back in the booth to ourselves for final few minutes and final thoughts on the season. Again, North Shore, I think putting the exclamation point on the season that really was, for the most part, expected. 14-0 during the regular season, a dominant postseason play, leading the way to their second school championship, and the future very bright for the team that is now going to return several key juniors as seniors next year.
I mean, clearly poised to make a run at it again next year, right? You lose 2 important seniors. You got a team that just has back-to-back championship MVPs on the JV and varsity level, returning a slew of juniors, and returning a team that won a JV championship the year before, clearly poised to be one of the preseason favorites to repeat again. Let's
Flip to the other side just a little bit, because it does pay to talk about Frisch as well as the rest of the league for the coming year. I know we just finished up with this year, but Frisch saying goodbye to all of their starters in Schiffman, Zockheim, Green, Schwartz, and Zelnitz, and next year going to have to depend more on the up-and-comers and their contributions. Where does Frisch go from here?
Well, I can speak a little bit more closely about that. So first of all, I had the opportunity to coach Alex, Isaac, Sammy as a freshman. Obviously, we didn't have the COVID year on the JV level. Alex was actually a starter. Isaac came on towards the end of the season in the playoffs to make a little bit more of an impact. And you could start to see from Isaac and Sammy, I mean, you knew the talent with Alex. You could start to see the level of talent and confidence with Isaac Schiffman growing and him becoming a player. Matt Schwartz didn't actually make the JV, so you're talking about a kid who didn't make JV his 2 years, or I think he might have made the COVID years as a sophomore, and then now to be a starter on a championship level team in Frisch. I mean, that goes to hard work, that goes to his parents keeping him focused, and that goes to Matt himself and the coaching staff for really developing him. What I could tell you about the rest of the team is this is a very talented group. This is a group that I had in the freshman year, a bunch of them as freshmen that were competing for a championship. We lost in the semifinals to DRS, I believe, or to Magan. I forget.
Magan David.
Magan. So this is a team that is going to make noise. There's a group of sophomores on the team now that I had that are coming up that are going to assist with making that noise. And this team, like always, Frisch will be a team that is going to always be competing for a deep playoff run and a championship quest.
Well, we look forward to starting to turn the page to that in a couple of days. We are clearly not done with the action in basketball. Clearly the varsity and JV tournament trophies have been handed out, and now we turn our attention to Sarachek this coming Thursday. Both teams will be in action, although they won't be in action until Friday, and so we will look to head out. And as the crew comes in to clean up, we'd like to thank you all for tuning in to tonight's broadcast. Thank you to all of our sponsors, to Nachum Segal Network, to the principals, athletes, commissioners, schools, to Yeshiva University for hosting, and to all the people who made tonight possible. Thank you again, Coach Dovey Forman, for providing color and analysis on all tonight's action as well. Max Live's crew's work only just beginning, as I said, as this week Sarachek tournament begins. They'll be here to bring you all the action. Tune into Max Live starting this Thursday. And as they will present to you, it's Tip to Buzzer and beyond coverage of the granddaddy of them all, the 2023 Red Sarachek Memorial Basketball Tournament. For the Yeshiva Sports Network and Mass Live, I'm Elliot Weisselberg. Congratulations to the North Shore Lions, champions of the 2023 Varsity Basketball League. We'll see you in October.